All right, I started recording. We'll just
You
none of that came on. Don't worry about
There it
it.
is.
No,
It should
not.
have fucks in there.
You can have fucks in there. I don't care. I'll
Uh,
cut wherever we
that
cut.
sound effect didn't happen.
It's recorded now.
No!
All right. I'll get into it now, I suppose.
This is a clusterfuck already. We even wrote a script. And it's just out here. Make sure you keep all this in. Like,
Yeah.
let them know what's happening.
Do not. Do not.
Welcome to the first episode of Attention Not Included. Hello, I said hello twice. I'm Klaus McHamster. I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts, BreeCeesAll
Hello.
and Mixeyyy.
Hi.
How are y'all guys doing today? This is great. This is already fantastic. How y'all doing? How's your week's been?
Yeah, man. Week's been great.
Yeah.
I got sick halfway through the week. Besides that, it was pretty great.
That doesn't sound great.
I know what it is.
You know,
said
sick. It just helps. Nice to be sick every once in a while. It really makes you appreciate the healthy.
really boosts your immune system. That's why it's so great. Duh.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I haven't really done much. I don't watch a lot of movies, so. But
this would be an interesting thing for you.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing to watch more movies and then talk about how I'm not a fan of this movie.
I don't know what movie you're talking about. I only know of the great movie that we watched. So.
No.
Yeah, let's not lie to the people early, okay?
What do you mean? I would never
You're doing it
lie
right now
to this beautiful group. Look at them. I can't even see them, but they're beautiful. I know it.
Yeah. Do we need a canned laughter now? Next year's soundboard is like, yeah, we're all handsome.
That's it. And then, oh my god. Anyway.
All right. Yeah, that's it for my week. I didn't really do much this week besides work, get sick, and then game yesterday, and then
just living your life. But yeah, you were saying
my best life, man.
Yeah. And you were saying, you don't watch many movies. We have the lovely Bree, which, if I understand correctly, does not watch any movies.
I don't. What's a movie, dude? I don't know. I did this week. I ate burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 from the same place.
Yeah.
And then I had salads, and that's what I did.
That's I love that your week sums up like, what was my diet like this week?
Played some video games in between that, but
that's your week. Your diet.
Yeah. You really just described your week as burgers and salads.
Yeah, and a few video games in between. I mean, what else do you need?
All right, 3-year-old. All right, cool.
What do you mean?
All right, I can't. Next week, I want you to not next week, 2 weeks from now. Because I don't remember my own goddamn schedule for this shit. Yeah, you gotta shake it up a little bit. You gotta
Yeah, you gotta have salads, then burgers.
Yeah,
chocolate covered pretzel.
Oh, amazing! Absolutely amazing.
All right, Nathan. How right, Mr. Klaus McHamster? How was?
Don't call me that. That's my father. What are you talking about? I've been good. I've been playing a lot of Persona because I stream a lot. So
where do you stream at?
Where do I stream? In your house.
That was the time for you to plug.
No, it's too late now. We're taking away your plug. You can't have it.
You know what? That's valid. No, I just that's been my week. Like just been like streaming a lot, playing a lot of Persona 5. Lovely fans of that game. But out of curiosity, did you guys get your Twitch recap? Like random thing. Because I got both of mine.
I got a viewer
check
one.
My email.
I didn't get a streamer one.
You didn't get a streamer
I
one.
guess I didn't meet a quota or something.
That's weird. They didn't meet like how that works. Yeah, I got mine on both of them, and like I watched myself mostly because of my tablet. But yeah, like
because you're a narcissistic bastard.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's self-diagnosed. And I realized how much I stream. Honestly, that was like that was the biggest thing. I learned how much I stream. It's about 1,500 hours in a year. I'm like, oh, cool,
nice.
Wow, that's hours.
It is hours.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Other than that,
yeah,
dude.
All right, you know what? I don't need to be here. I don't like this movie anyways.
What do you mean? It's Academy Award winning. Other than that, I've been hanging out with friends, just eating food. I've had veggie burgers yesterday. If we're gonna go by the Brie metric of measuring our week, had a veggie burger that had guac, mushrooms, and onions, and cheese and bacon on it. That was my veggie burger.
That's a salad and a burger. You 2 in 1, dude.
Guac is a salad? Wait, are we gonna get into this topic? Like,
no, it's not a salad. That's not what I meant. Vegetables.
What's the salad?
Vegetables.
Where? No, I don't. Please elaborate. Explain yourself. Yeah.
Vegetables. The
onions and mushrooms?
Yeah, those are vegetables.
That's the salad. I thought you were about to go on a whole thing about guacamole's technically a salad.
Guacamole is not salad.
You could argue that fact.
No,
now you're gonna argue it because I won't.
You can argue that. You know why? Because guacamole is like a vegetable. Like there's like seasonings in it. There's like there's other things that I can't remember that's in guacamole that I'm pretty sure
doing this right now. We're not
that I'm pretty sure are vegetables. So technically, guacamole is a salad. That's what I'm trying to get here.
You didn't say that like a minute ago. You wanted me to say it, and then I didn't say it, so you said it.
Yeah, because it makes sense in my brain now. That's where I'm at in the life.
Great, this is.
I opt out of this podcast.
Fantastic, dude. This is like.
All right. Well, that's been my week. It's been, I'm boring, man. Like I stream, I get off.
Your week has been arguing at people to yell like guacamole's a salad. Like one of those dudes on the streets, like the world's coming to end. You're just out there with your little signs like guacamole is a salad.
I thought you were gonna say those dudes out on the street that say guacamole is a salad. I was like, what streets are you walking down?
It's the vegan streets. Guacamole is a salad. They got like the signs that go over them, right? They have like the shoulder pads and it's like giant like piece of like wood in front of them or something, like the end is nigh, like those people, but it's guacamole is a salad. That's all I'm picturing.
This
is a great start.
This is great. Dude, guacamole.
Guacamole.
I wish we watched guacamole instead of this movie. Just like a bowl of guacamole that doing absolutely nothing for 2 hours instead of this movie.
They're just
watch the guacamole.
Viewers, all right,
look at them chips.
Viewers, new viewers of the podcast for the first episode, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
We do.
I mean, everybody's a new viewer.
Like, you shush. You shush. Sassing me already, motherfucker. God damn, we're not even 10 minutes recording this thing. It's probably less than that because, shenanigans. But
we haven't even said the name.
We're getting there. I'm getting there. Gotta explain what's going on here. So what is the point of this podcast? You may ask yourself, I suppose, if you're mentally ill, I suppose. But it's not about guacamole. This I can guarantee you. It's not about guacamole and why it is a salad. The whole point of this podcast is that we watch movies or shows, whatever we feel like for that week, get together and talk about them. We're probably going to be going over stuff like the plot, the cast, how the movie looks, the music, and maybe even slight movie trivia if we find something interesting about that. So, what is the first movie that we're going to be talking about on this podcast?
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to yourself?
Who do you think? What? I'm talking to the
All right,
viewers. All right, the movie
it's
that we're
cursed.
talking about. No,
It's
I gotta
cursed
get.
is what it is.
No, the movie that we're gonna be talking about is Cats.
Yes.
The 2019 version of Cats. I don't know who directed it. They weren't good.
I got you. Don't worry. The director of the movie is Tom Hooper.
Tom Hooper.
Oh, yeah, he's a British Australian dude. I
There
hate
you
his
go.
hair. Oh my god, his hair is horrible. Anyways.
Yeah. You may know about the movie, obviously. The wonderful movie that is. It had to get its own system update. It had to get an update for it. For the graphics of this wonderful movie.
Yeah.
But I'll hold my opinion on it, like about it first. Hold it. I want to see what you guys think. What was your thoughts? Your overall summary of this movie? This is a good start. It's a good start.
Here, you know what I thought?
Yeah.
It sucked.
I love how much you drew that out.
It was so bad, dude. There were so many things that were so bad. Yeah, that's
very
my
nice.
thoughts. That's my thoughts.
That's your overall thoughts. It's
Yeah,
bad.
that's my overall thoughts. It sucked, and random sounds that show how I feel.
Mixeyyy, what was your thoughts on this movie?
It fucking sucked, dude. Oh my god, it's so bad.
I'm gonna.
Oh no! That movie. I've never been. I've never been so mad in the first minute of a movie before. Like,
Oh yeah, can we get into that? We
Oh,
got
God.
no.
Dude,
You
it
still gotta
got
talk about
worse
your overall
the more it
feeling.
went on.
my
As
overall
the
feelings.
first
Yes.
minute
Then
showed
we'll
up,
get into that.
It's just like
Because
yo, dog, here I am.
Yeah, it started off. It started
Skin
off
tight
before we
suit.
even started the movie. This is how angry everyone got.
I was so mad.
I'll
I had to
explain
stop
after I get my
eating.
thoughts on it.
Yes, go for it.
My
What are
thoughts.
your thoughts?
My thoughts. I think it deserved an Emmy. I think it was really good. Especially that one
I hate your
character.
sarcastic tone.
No, it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't. I had so many questions about it, and we're gonna get into that.
Oh.
But that's our overall thoughts. It's shit. It's a shit movie. Like
It is.
we had questions. Like I remember that we had questions about it, and like you shouldn't question too much about a movie on certain things, right? That shouldn't be really a thing.
Yeah, yes, don't question the movie, says every other movie critic out there.
You know what I mean? So, well, let's get right into it. Then we're gonna be talking about the plot, I guess. This is gonna be spoilers, so like, we don't care. We don't care about how you feel about spoilers. We're just gonna talk about it. It started off like right at the beginning, before even starting about it, like starting the movie. Motherfucker was 2 hours long. Like,
Yeah.
why?
It's such a cursed movie that it broke my internet. I couldn't play it, and I had to fix my internet. That's how bad it is, dude.
Yeah. Even the internet's like, no, don't
How
watch
dare
it.
you? How dare you try to play this movie on your great internet? How dare
Now it's in my history. Now, like I have it's watched. Like we watched it. Now it's
Yeah.
I have to live with that.
I have to live with that thought that I'm gonna forget about this movie in like 2 months.
I'm glad I was
Oh.
able to thrust this greatness on all of you. You got mad
Don't say
instantly,
it like
Mixeyyy.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, don't say it like that. Yes, I got mad at this movie instantly, where I had to like walk up from my chair and was like, "Why does this look bad already? It's not even the movie hasn't started yet, and I hear this shitty song come on, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why?"
Yeah, a minute in, like getting through the bullshit of it, is this music that's like it doesn't even want to be there, right?
Yeah.
It starts dying. It's just dying music, and like that, and
Like
that's the beginning of
I remember watching the trailers to these movies, and I was like, are they serious? Is this what they really decided to do?
Mhm.
Why would they spend time and or money on this project? Because this won't be good. Everybody's gonna go watch this movie just to see how bad it is. I hope they realize this. And
Yeah.
that's what they did.
Yeah, like I said, it was so bad
Yeah.
they had to do a fucking update to it.
Yeah, I think we watched the original one.
Did we? I
I'm not
hope
sure
so.
though.
I really hope we did.
I had people hands, so I
Yeah.
Oh
very
no,
horrifying.
Yeah, so that was like the
Yeah.
beginning. It's like it's like panning down with this terrible music over like the Egyptian hotel. I guess. I guess it was a hotel. I saw.
Yes,
That's what Mixeyyy
it
told
was
me,
a
and I
hotel.
believe Mixeyyy. He wouldn't lie to
Yeah.
me. And, like I don't understand the beginning of it. Like I don't know if it was trying to be like sad or something about it, but it's like a car tuning in. We barely see the only few humans in this entire fucking movie. Because the way the whole world is scoped is like guy drives through an alleyway, exits out of his fucking car, and he's got a cat in a bag. The cat's in the bag. And
Oh,
he
you're
just
so
yeets the
clever.
cat. Oh, and he yeets the fucking like bag in his alleyway, and then the cult happens. That's the beginning of the
It's
cult.
true.
The first sign, right? What was you guys' thoughts at this beginning? Like the cats just emerge.
The
I remember saying,
Jessicals, I think that's their name.
"Is that a body in a bag?" And I was concerned, and the body just kind of like I guess rolled around on the ground, and like 30 cats came out of like an alleyway and just kind of circled around the bag.
Yeah,
And
it was like a horror film. Like
yeah, it was scary, especially with the music on top of it. I was like, "Is this the right movie? This is very scary."
this is not a musical anymore.
My opinion of it, I was like, man, that rice I was eating was really good because I'm so
Not
'cause,
invested already.
The beginning, I couldn't invest myself into the beginning because I was so like shocked by how bad that first minute was, and I see a fucking like human centipede on the ground, fucking squirming everywhere, and
Oh my
it just
god.
in a fucking underneath like a sheet, and you're just like see all these creepy ass fucking mongoloid cats walking up to it, and just like
Some
what
of
the
them,
fuck is this?
oh my god, some
What
of them
the
look
fuck?
scary. Like there's one character that's in it through the whole thing that I swear to God is just Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like he had that vibe about him.
I believe his name is. I have the wiki up, everybody, so I got y'all on that one.
Mixeyyy
His
our info
name
man.
is Mongoose Strap. Yeah,
What?
Mongoose strap.
Yeah,
That's the other
Mongoose.
thing about this movie. You will not remember their names, and you will
Oh,
not
yeah.
know their names during the movie.
Yeah,
the only one I remember is Idris Elba's character because they had a song dedicated.
Several, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. And that's like where it
yeah.
begins. Like I don't know if it was trying to be like all sad about this poor cat, but like I don't know who the fuck this bitch is. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening. What's her history? No one wanted this cat, and now that cat's in a cult. Like just how much of a cult
Yes.
it was is like it kind of like they asked her if she was a cat in about 3 minute worth of a song. That did happen. I remember that. Like,
Yes,
are
that
you a
did happen.
cat? Are you a cat? For like 3 fucking minutes. Like
Yeah, the main character's first line isn't until like 15 minutes into the movie.
yeah. I'm just looking at all my fucking notes. Like I just had so much to write within those first 10 minutes.
Definitely a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like song after song too, as it keeps going, right? Like it's like cat, are you a cat song? You better not be a fucking dog, I guess.
Yeah.
Then it goes into like about the different people. I don't know. I can't fucking remember. But I just remember the name song. Like
Yeah.
I just wrote down like what was it? Names are hard song. That's what he said. Like, what is your name? Oh, before that even happened, we got introduced to
Yes.
Creeper Eldris Alba. He was such a creeper in the beginning. Like he jumped
just
on a
vibing.
sign.
Well, yeah, he jumps out on the sign, he lands on the sign, and then fucking it explodes basically, which is
Yeah,
like,
because his fat
that's
ass.
yeah.
Dude,
but
I'm
if you
forgetting
think
the
about
movie
it,
as we speak. I don't even
Yeah,
remember that.
but if you okay,
So
but if
memorable.
you really think about it, is that how he's supposed to be like a fucking stray cat,
Yeah.
and
Well, they're
he-
all stray
and-
cats. That's the
yeah,
thing.
they're all stray cats except for one, and he's like supposed to be a stray cat, but he's fucking monstrous and can break a fucking billboard sign.
Yeah, that's what it starts
What?
off on. Yeah, and then
Um,
like, oh god, like, and they have like
Well, I still want to talk about the first song because the first song,
the
the
weirdest
way,
21 questions I've ever
the,
heard in my life.
yes, it's just a 21 questions the whole time. It's like, what makes you a cat? Are you sure you're a cat? And then you see them trying to dance around the fact that she's just a fucking cat. It's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
She
I
got
like
cat
looks
features.
like a
zoned
cat.
out. There was too much happening. There was like
It was way too
so
much.
much was going on that absolutely nothing was happening. And it didn't help that all
Yeah.
of the songs were like in riddles. So they're
Yeah.
like talking in
Yeah.
this weird like English that isn't words and these are not sentences. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not a dog, but you're a cat, and like you like what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, they chose
Yeah,
that whole
yeah,
moment for that song too, for the 21 questions of like interesting these like introducing these like new characters like Dennis from Sunny. We thought at first was a gay cat because he just had a bedazzled coat and a top hat and he was just
Mi-
clumsy as fuck. Like,
Mr. Mistopheles. That is
oh my god, I hate these
name.
fucking names.
Dude, there's like 37 characters, and like they just keep
Yeah.
introducing them one after another.
Yeah, and we're gonna go through the
Yeah.
details of who, like the memorable ones at least.
And then
God.
yeah, the next one I believe is the next part of the next song, because the way they do it is they don't have they have very rare just dialogue moments.
Yeah, it's all singing. Like,
And it's
like-
just
Yeah.
all singing and it sucks. It's horrible. And it's just like, why? Why would
Yeah.
you do it like that?
The songs
nothing is
don't
planned.
help you understand.
So the next scene that happens after the first song is that we get introduced to another character, and this character is played by Rebel Wilson.
oh my god, she tried to seduce me. Like, that
Her
was
name-
literally what's
Her
happening.
Like
cat
so.
name is Jenny N. Dots. Yes.
Huh?
Jenny and
Jenny
Dots.
Annie.
I don't
Jenny
remember
Annie
that.
Dots. Jenny Annie Dots.
I just
That's the
remember
name.
calling her like a gumble cat or something shit like that. Like it's a
Gumby.
Yeah, I
racial insult or some shit.
It did sound like that,
Yeah.
but I think it meant she was like an indoor cat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, she was like
That
an
was
indoor
the
cat.
whole first half of that
But
song.
I'm pretty sure this whole movie. By the way, let me just say this now. I'm pretty sure this whole movie is just racist. But
Yeah, we're gonna
anyways.
prove points like that. But
yeah, Jenny Annie Dots. She's a domestic tabby.
I didn't hear that name once. I don't know if I was zoned out, but I did.
I didn't
That's
hear
the
it.
thing about this movie. They like don't. It's not. Nothing is clear. Nothing makes sense. I didn't even know she had like what.
and
I
if
called
they
her Rebel
Yeah.
Wilson.
and if they did, you kept getting distracted by like the scenery and like
Yeah.
how everything is. Like the proportions were like fucking ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
the cats were like rat size.
It was such a weird scene when she appears because she's like dancing around. Well, she's first like she gets introduced. She's like, "Hey guys," and all seductive, trying to get off a chair, and she's like, basically the personality. This is gonna sound really mean, but the way it's portrayed in the movie is the personality of fat cat. That's the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
And
lazy
it's
fat
such a
cat.
weird. Yeah, it's such a
There's-
weird premise to have, and then
There's a
she
couple of
fucking
those.
gets on the ground and just stares at you, and then out of nowhere, legs spread, and you're like, "Oh, there's Rebel Wilson vagina." That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to see.
Oh my god, that was
Thank
like
you.
she's just like stretching him out, giving a smile
Yeah.
like you liked it. I bet you
my-
do.
That
I'm like,
was-
no.
I did not like that. I did not.
And then we
I
did
did
a
not.
close up of her just spread eagle
Yeah.
like a fucking gyno was about to come and inspect her ass. Like, come on. Like,
God. And
just
then
like,
the
"Huh?"
mice. The mice,
and then-
dude.
And then,
Little
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
the
children
mice.
mice.
Oh.
And then there were roaches that were bigger than the mice because the proportions in this movie are horrible. They're terrible. The world
Yeah.
is like they look like they're really tiny and then the world
in
is
some
really big,
places.
but like there's no people in the world and it's like who is this world for
yeah.
if there's no people and it's like what's going on? I don't understand.
And remember everyone, they were fucking singing this entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Like the few lines
Yeah,
is just ridiculous. Like it's only like 2-3 lines. And like has the main character talked at this point? I don't think
No.
she has.
No.
I'm trying to look at my notes here. I think it was like no,
Yeah.
13
first-
minutes
the
in,
fir-
right
the fir-
before this
the
happened.
first time,
One
yeah.
line. one
One
line from
line,
the
and
main
then
character.
she talks again. I think like later.
Yeah.
She gets her
Mhm.
first song like 60 minutes
Wait.
into the
Oh,
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like jumping ahead though, because like this whole scene is like the weirdest shit. Like Bree
Yeah.
said, like there's rats, like a singing, and they're kids. The rats are kids. They got kid actors. Then they made them dummy thick. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh my
I
God.
forgot you said that.
They did. They made the kids dummy thick rats, and I'm like, why?
And
Why
then
is
Rebel
this?
Wilson started eating the roaches, and then I
Oh
was
my
like, "Hey, why
God.
are the roaches bigger than the mice?" I
Yeah.
love proportions. It's my favorite thing to.
I thought that was weird as fuck too. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's up with the proportions? And also, why is Rebel Wilson just eating these bitches? Like
I
why?
don't
I don't
know.
know cats eat
Cats ain't munching
cockroaches.
on roaches like that.
I don't know any cats that do that. Oh
Mhm.
my God. And it was such a
and then
weird
they start
moment.
singing more. Yeah.
It's not.
And they
It's more
start singing
singing.
more, and they try to transfer scenes.
Yeah.
And then
It's like, yeah, that whole scene was like where Rebel was like, oh yeah, this is like she's an indoor cat. Fuck her.
check my
She
shit
has
out.
owners.
Oh,
And then we get introduced.
wait, didn't we also get introduced? Wait, hold on. Before we go to that, I just remember something about the Rebel Wilson scene.
Yeah.
Didn't she shed her fucking coat?
Oh
and
my
then wear,
God.
an
Yeah,
I
she shed
forgot.
underneath
her
it?
skin basically.
She did. Yeah. And then there's like fucking, but she went into stripper mode.
Like a
That's what
lizard.
happened. She like,
Yeah, like
oh,
a
stripper
lizard.
mode activate. Here we go. Like, that's weird, man.
Hello,
I'm
that
wearing-
is weird.
I'm wearing a crop top and booty shorts as a cat.
And
Yay!
bedazzled arms and titties. Like, come it was that and that
And
that
then
this
we get
all by the way, this is all within like
the
around
first
20
Yeah.
minutes. This is 20 minutes probably.
Basically, you get introduced to new characters. They matter for like 10 minutes, and then you get introduced to the next character, and then they matter for 10 minutes. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not consistent. It's not like there's just too many characters getting introduced all the time constantly. And it's like,
But,
what
like,
is
there's-
going on?
And there's like so much to talk about. I'm like,
I know.
our next character, I call him Pimp Cat. What's his name? What's
His
the
name-
pimp?
his name is
Jason
Rum
Derulo.
That's the
Tugger.
actor, yeah.
No, that's his name. That's
Mm.
what. That's how we. That's
Yeah.
how we
Jason
identify
Derulo.
Yeah,
him.
that's a yeah.
I called
Rum
Rebel
Tum
Wilson
Tugger
Rebel
with Jason
Wilson.
Derulo. Yeah. Jason. Yeah, it's just Jason Derulo trying to be Jason Derulo without his actual voice because that was not him singing. That could
Yeah.
not have been him singing.
But what was his character's name? Because like I need to
I
know
Rum-
these shitty
Rum-
names.
His name is Rum Tugger.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
called him an expedition later because like why else
Mhm.
would he call him that?
It just
Um,
shows you how much this movie like sticks with you. You were like forgetting it as we're talking. These names
Yeah.
are like too.
Oh,
They're ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
I didn't remember any of the names unless if I didn't look at the wiki, I would not have remembered any of these names
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. There's
And-
no way.
Yeah. And then we get introduced to, Jason Derulo, who also was like looking at the main character a couple times, like he's about to eat that ass. Like he really
He
did.
was about
He was looking like he was gonna
about
do
to
that.
munch on some cat. That was definitely what he was thinking.
Oh yeah, he was gonna eat some pussy, but a different kind of pussy. So this is like the beginning, I thought, of second seduction, basically. Like this is a whole scene.
All these stray
yeah.
cats.
And this is also a song. Everything's a song. Like it's just song after song.
musical.
I
us.
I will
It's
say
too
that
much.
I don't think there was a single gay person in this musical, Brie.
No,
I have to say
just
this.
like
I'm
the
sorry.
stereotype, but
Yes,
not like
everything is
actually.
Every character is a stereotype.
Yeah, the same thing. There were two fat characters in the movie, and their only personality trait was fat. We are fat
Yes.
cat. We like to
We are
eat
fat cat.
garbage. We are fat cat. that
And
was,
Rum
it. That
Tug-
was
then
all they
Rum-
were good for.
And then Jason Derulo shows up. He's like, "I am the free cat. I do what I want." Like how some
I just
cats would
took it
say,
as
"Fuck off,
when-
I'm gone."
When he said that, I took it as like he just likes jacking off in front of people. Like, why else would it be call him Rum Tum Tugger? And he's just like, I do what I want. He's just like, and he has like an open coat fur coat, which is like, it's weird that some people have clothes, by the way. Like we noticed this around
That's
this
in my
point too.
notes.
Is some people have clothes, like Jason Derulo's character, like has like a
Mhm.
fur coat, which I'm like, you can think that as like a memento, like a more
Yeah,
like
he
morbid
killed
thing.
cats.
Yeah, he killed cats
Yeah.
for that
A
shit.
lot of people had fur coats actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Even the boss had fur coats.
yeah, and like the fucking magician guy that we thought was kind of gay at the beginning, he had like a coat and top hat, but like everyone else naked. Technically, there was no
Yeah.
consistency
And
in
it, yeah.
that.
I hate how they portrayed the cats in this because they this was furry bait through and through. The
Oh,
amount
yeah.
of just because everybody's wearing like weird skin tight suits.
Yeah.
Literally, the definition of thighs and ass cheeks are just out there, and you're like, oh,
Designs
Oh,
are
yeah.
so ugly, but you know, I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit
yeah.
because there's a lot to talk about.
So
Oh.
Mr. Jason Derulo, I'm not even going to attempt to say his cat name anymore.
Yeah,
'Cause, like I said, it sounds kind of racist.
it does. There's little things.
He's just Jason Derulo, pimp cat.
Yeah, just running around being Jason Derulo as a cat, not singing, not his voice. And he's just like, you can see how bad some of the lip sync is in this movie. Oof.
Yeah, and then
they're just over there dancing, and then he comes out of his club.
yeah, and
And
then he like
sees
yeah.
he sees the sad black cat.
He hisses at the bitch, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, this is the outcast character for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And everyone
Her
was just
name
bullying the
is-
poor girl.
They don't really
Yeah.
explain it until like a lot later, and still
Her
they barely
name
do.
is Grisabella. She is
Yes.
the outcast cat.
That's the
or
most
played by, what's
name-
her name? Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, that is the most
Yes.
name in this whole entire
Yeah,
movie.
really. Like
Yeah.
they all step outside, and then like there's this outcast cat, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Like all of the cats are looking at this one outcast cat, and they're like hissing at her, and they're like
Mhm.
telling the main character, who by the way has zero personality and doesn't talk
Yeah.
ever, and they're all like
personality
near-
of a snail.
Yes.
Stale
They're-
personality.
They're all like surrounding like the main character, and they're basically telling her like, "Hey, see that girl over there? She sucks. She's
She
an outcast.
sucks."
We don't like her." And
We don't
that's
like her because
basically
she
all we
turned her
got.
back on us.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
all we got.
all it is.
Outcast cat
yeah.
starts crying, and like we're just like, "What? Like, huh? What?"
She is bawling her eyes out, singing to them like,
Oh my
I
God.
can change.
But that was like something that kept going out through the whole movie, is that she's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
teary,
Always
runny
crying.
nose. I'm like, please, someone
Wipe your
give her a
nose.
Kleenex, please. It's bad enough she's an outcast, but she has a runny nose. Like,
Maybe that's why she.
She's always got snot.
Maybe that's why. Because we need
Snot.
somebody that's like, we need a snot-nosed character, dude. That's all it is.
that's her. That's the snot no
Yeah.
character. Her design was interesting because I had to think about it. I think I just thought about it. It was like one of those like 20s like swingers, like the dancer ladies with that dress from the 20s, you know,
Yes.
that just got
Yes.
laid off with her fur, and she's just roaming the streets like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like that, like a fucked up
Yes.
like 20s
But I would like
dancer.
to, but I would like to repeat this. This character was the reason why I started things like this movie's racist, is because like she shows up and her character is literally the character being like, "You're stinky, go away." Blah. She's
Yeah.
just like, and then you see her, and she's like, like crying and all teary. I'm like, this is offensive.
Yeah.
This movie, I'm like, mm.
Yeah, and then right when
And
this shit
then-
happens,
right when after they bully this poor cat.
yeah. We
Get the
get
fuck outta
introduced.
here, cat.
Okay, I gotta remember. Did we get introduced another cat, or did Idris
Yes.
Elba do some stupid
No.
shit?
No, it was
We
the
got- no.
old lady.
We got
No.
no, we got it. We got introduced the fat
was it the
cat.
fat
number
cat,
2.
fat cat?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Monopoly
okay.
cat.
And,
That's right.
Yes.
Monopoly
Do you
cat.
want it- do you want his name? Are you ready?
Yes, please.
I don't know.
Buster Jones.
Buster Jones. That's the second name in it.
Jesus.
This
James
is easy.
Corden.
James Gordon. Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. He
Yeah.
has all the show. This is an easy
Yes, he
character.
has
We
that
don't
one
need
show.
to run through this whole thing because like there's only
He's
one
just
noticeable
another
thing.
Fat stereotype. He
Yeah.
dumpster
He is
dives
another-
for food.
He
and then-
thinks he's
He-
fancy. Like he has a suit and like he's a tuxedo cat too, of course. So you're like he
Yes.
has a tuxedo on, and then he does strip at one point. Like his servants, quote unquote,
Yes,
come
he does
over
too.
and rip his clothes off. I'm like,
Yeah.
now he's naked. I'm like,
yeah, and
what?
at this
There-
point, people start disappearing randomly.
Yes. Yeah.
Because for some reason the villain cat has magic powers.
Yeah,
And
Idris
he can
Elba.
Thanos. He just snaps and he can Thanos people and they disappear and like appear. And it's like, what? Where did that? Huh?
Idris Elba fucking
at this point he yoinks
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson.
Fat cat garbage man.
Yeah. The Rebel Wilson got catnapped. I'm saying that for this entire podcast.
Oh, I hate you.
He got
you said that.
She got catnapped, and like Bree said, Thanos snapped, and it's like, he's a witch. The motherfucker's a witch.
And like, this wasn't even like alluded to at all. Like he's just out of it.
Just does
by the way, I have magic. Like, okay, what? Huh? What?
Yeah. And during the whole thing with like, by the way, Monopoly Cat has a fucking song, of course, too. Like you get like 3 lines.
Every character
the premise of the songs are each one saying why they're so great and why they should be the one to get
it's introduction.
Why they should be the ones who get the fucking what's it called? The thing that makes them go off to like be reborn. And the reason why fucking Rebel Wilson wants to get reborn is just to live a better life. The reason why fucking James Corden wants to get a better life because he's like, yo, I want to be thin. That sounds kind of pog.
Yeah, and it's still confusing still.
And
both of them are fat characters.
Yeah, it's just the thought is like I was thinking about the one scene. The one scene that stuck with me was James Corden on the fucking seesaw thing.
Oh,
and they're like,
yeah, that was a weird little skit.
During the middle of the song, the cat jumps down and he's like, "You know I'm sensitive about my weight, right? How you should go grab another 5 cats and bring that weight over here, and then we'll do it." And then they finally do the part of the song. He jumps up in the air. He lands, busts his cat balls, falls down, and then you see Jason Derulo in the background having an orgy with a fucking wine bottle.
He's inside the bucket. He falls into it. He busts his balls. He falls in, and he's just like a threesome happening. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there's a threesome happening. And then Jason Derulo, and I remember this very...
Oh.
One eternity later.
Are you back?
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, what was the last thing you heard?
You were about to get more into detail about the threesome and shit.
So let's like clap here and then so you can like cut that part out.
Yeah.
All right. I guess like 3, 2, 1. So he busts his balls. Jason Derulo, like he falls in, and Jason Derulo just gives him fucking water or wine, whatever that fucking thing is.
It was some weird ass liquid, man. Like I don't know.
He's just and you see him just gargling.
Yeah, which was very animated badly, like 2003, like gel-like water bad animation.
Yeah. He's just him gargling whatever that fucking thing is. He's like, blah, blah, blah. It's just so bad. Yeah. And then he gets fucking catnapped right after his song.
Oh yeah, that was like the other noticeable thing of how he did it. Is just like fucking Idris Elba's character. I don't know what's Idris Elba's character name again.
I don't know.
His
Cavity.
name is McCavity. McCavity.
We'll just call him Cavity.
He's because he is a cavity.
Yeah,
he just does stupid shit.
He has to be a villain.
Yeah,
Duh.
and what's what?
50 minutes in, right? This is 50 minutes into the movie.
No, not yet. Not yet. No.
Yeah, when he gets stolen. Yeah.
Is it?
This is like 40
Yeah.
minutes in.
God.
40 minutes in, 50, something like that.
Something like that. It's around 40.
Yeah. He gets stolen, and this is like where mild plot is happening, and like there's still like an hour left of the movie? Something like that.
Something like
and it's
that.
like nothing really has happened yet.
Just more characters being introduced, like the twins.
More characters being introduced. Yeah. So I believe how it went, it was like right after the fucking James Gordon bit, it was the twins kidnapping the cat lady Victoria, and it's like, yo, let's go be fun. And instead of you go hanging out with them, let's be fucking fun.
Let's go break and entering. Let's do it.
Let's go fuck this family up.
Let's go fuck around with this shit.
And the whole time I was thinking, like, wow, they really made the twin characters that fuck each other. And that's what they made. That's what this character's trait is.
I remember their names, kind of, because they said it like 5 times. Like in their song. In their song, they said it 5 times.
Tell me their names, because I'm gonna
Fucking
butcher
twin
that.
fuckers. I think it's that. I don't know, man.
Cat 1
No.
and Cat 2.
Their names are the boy's name is Mungo Jerry, and the girl's name is Rumple Teaser.
Who the fuck? What? I'm glad she has her profession as her name. Like, what the fuck?
See, like when we go like into this house, it's another example of the world not making any sense. Like everything
Yes.
is just empty. There's like this room is huge, everything is big, and it's like what? But
Yeah,
why? Like
Feels
nobody.
so lifeless.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's
this
like
is-
a ghost town.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is why when we like kind of thought about it more. It's like, yeah, the proportions were weird, but like, where the fuck are the humans?
Yeah,
We never see the
and-
humans.
yeah. And we see a dog, but we don't see the dog. We hear a dog behind a door, and they
Yeah.
were like they didn't want to animate a dog for some reason. They
Yeah.
didn't want to show
Yeah,
us. They wanted to
'cause
like
dogs are
allude to a dog.
stinky.
Yeah, they wanted to allude to the fact that there was a dog instead of. And I was like, this is like prime example of like you can. This is a movie. You can take advantage of the fact that it's
Yeah.
a movie and have fun with it. Because when you're on a Broadway play, right? It's a stage. You're in one place and there's one setting. I'm sure they have like some kind of mechanics and stuff to change the settings, but like they, that's how they took advantage of that. It's just a stage. They're in one place. They have to do what they can with that.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
movie. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
mostly
could take some-
CGI.
You can take some
can't-
creative liberties with
yeah,
this.
you
but they
cannot
didn't.
take something that is on one stage constantly with
Yeah.
one camera angle and be like, let's put that into a movie but not change anything. And it just doesn't work in a movie. You have to
Preach
add
it.
more because
Preach it.
the world is empty, dude. There's
Yeah.
nothing. It's just empty and lifeless. And it's like, this is not, you have to take advantage. It's a movie, not a play.
So like the whole time they're in that fucking scene, they're like dancing around, partying, having fun, breaking shit, eating food, whatever the fuck.
Being
Yeah.
criminals.
And then being criminals, and then the boy Kaz like, here, take these pearls.
Yeah.
And then she fucking falls down and fucking
Joe's
starts
hanging
basically
Yeah.
she basically starts to hang herself, and the other two cats are like, see you later, fucker.
Hello,
See,
bitches.
you
Like-
got fucked.
They're
And
like,
then
haha,
she's like-
you're gonna hang yourself.
She's like struggling. And then fucking the fucking magician cat, Mr. Flip, whatever. I don't care anymore. The cat,
Magic boy.
the magician,
Mr.
magic
Cat.
boy.
And this is where he
the
became
cat boy
Simp
just shows
Boy.
up.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
becomes
a
simp
fake
boy. This is
magic
where we
boy.
started realizing, wait, he's not actually gay. He's actually simp.
Yeah, he's
And he
trying to
comes up
fuck this
to-
bitch.
He saves the cat. He saves the cat girl. They hear the dog. They run over and shut the door on the dog. And then they look at each other, and you're like, are they gonna kiss? Is this an awkward love scene that's being forced into this movie?
Yeah, this is when
Yeah.
I was
Huh?
like, wow, that is not gay, man.
It's not very gay of you, bro.
Unfortunate.
And then they run back into the alleyways, and then they start another song
And this
And
is when
introduce more characters.
Yeah, and-
and introduce Jane Duty Dench,
which was like, what was it? Old Montgomery or some shit?
Old Deuteronomy, which,
Oh my god.
by the way, apparently was a dude back in the day. And they took creative liberties here.
Wow.
but not-
Oh my god, so creative. Wow.
You
know, my
what we
favorite
should
part
do?
is when you have all of these cats in an alleyway and there's nobody in it. It's a whole town that's
So-
empty.
So
But there's
creative.
cats. There's
So
cats.
creative.
This is what this was the this was the meeting. This is gonna become gibberish for like a part of this. Like,
We are angry. I am being bullied.
I want to go to that meeting of how they decide, like, oh yeah, about that, like changing characters. Like, what if this old
What if we
dude?
make
What if this
him now
old
a
dude
woman?
did not have a penis, but had a vagina? You know? Yeah, all right, I get a raise. Like that
It's
was
like-
the whole discussion. And then
Then
we
they start singing. They start singing to her, and then
Yeah.
you're like feeling, and you're like, oh, I hate it. I hate it even more because it's super creepy on how they're singing to her. Like,
oh my god, my
"Jesus
first
fucking God.
yeah,
They're
my
crawling
first
around
thought.
like demons.
Yeah, they basically are demons. Like they were like fucking climbing on shit like Spider-Man. It was also like when we first saw this, she has like stubby like peg legs almost. Like her legs
She
were
do.
weird.
Yeah.
She got some thick thighs and tiny calves. That's what it
Yes,
was.
exactly. She had little feet, but thick as calves or
Oh, thick
whatever.
thighs.
Um, and then like this is like the only time they've ever been subtle about introducing a new character in this entire movie, and as like fucking
Yeah.
Magneto. Magneto's in this. Like Ian
Yeah.
McKellen. What?
Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
His name is Gus Asparagus, the theater cat.
yeah. And that's when
His
he gets
real name
subtly
is
introduced us. But
Asparagus.
we see him like,
Yeah.
oh, I know that guy. And I thought he was like a crackhead, like a old ass druggie, like just chilling.
Crack.
And
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And it was like around that time when like, this is like also the cult song. This was the cult
Yeah.
song. This is the beginning of the
This-
cult song.
God.
They all go into the Egyptian theater and they start dancing and singing and doing all nonsense, I believe, and then just talking back and forth, dancing, and then I think they're like, "Oh, everything's so cool! Oh my God, old Deuteronomy, take us to whatever the fuck we gotta go. I love you." And you're just like, "This is awkward. Why are you all
weird.
doing it like this?"
Yeah.
And then
And
they like
then I-
synchronize, like gyrating, like on the ground. Their tails would like
Ye-
quiver.
Yes,
Like honestly, that's the best way
Yeah.
I would describe it. Those tails were quivering, and I'm like,
It
I
wa-
don't like
it
this.
was-
Dude, it was scary.
it was definitely a quiver. It
Yeah.
was definitely a tail quiver. It was very weird. And then there was like a point where if anybody owns a cat or have seen cat videos, when cats start doing one of those like pawing things where like they're kneading bread,
Yeah.
eating dough, they started doing that on the ground, and you're like, why?
We need
for a
culty god. Yes.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
why? There's no need for
But
this.
the best part is that if you look closely, like some of them weren't even touching the ground, which means like
Yes.
there wasn't
means
even
they
like a
haven't-
ground there. They just kind
Yeah.
of like
They were just like,
pretending. It's like,
"Just do
how do
it."
you mess
Yeah.
that up?
How do you not animate this properly? Come on,
Like
guys.
she's literally like hands back and forth, like hovering above the ground, and I'm like, oh my god.
Like
Yeah.
it just became like a weird, like culty horror theme again. Like I don't know how they did it, but they just slipped right through that. Like, oh yep, musical horror film. Like god damn.
And then in the middle of that fucking dance, Grisabella shows up again, the fucking cat that's the
No.
outcast cat. Oh, you have more
Derulo.
ready.
Derulo came back. He just popped in, and like
Oh, yeah,
I
he
remember.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Imp cat, and
Yeah.
he like
He-
took
he
off
was
his
always
coat
there.
and started.
Oh
like-
yeah, and
Yeah.
fucking Judi
When they
Dench is
take off
like,
when the dudes take off their coat and that have been wearing the coat.
it's so weird, and like it was funny because he was like, may we have a party or some shit to fucking Judi Dench, and I swear to God, she just
forgot
looked
about
like
that
him,
part.
like I'm gonna have some young dick tonight. Like it just had that vibe, like that her eyes just looking him up and down, like, oh, who's this motherfucker?
Maybe you just really just shot back into my head the Jason Derulo part that I remembered. Oh yeah, there were breakdancing cats. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh
scene.
my God. It
Blocking
became a
it out.
culty dance to a weird party, and then oh Jesus, breakdance happening.
It went from breakdancing and then it went to ballet and then Grisabella thing. That's correct.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think at this point though, she was kind of just like went back and forth. Like she's like just teasing, like she snuck in, trying to be a part of the whole thing, like doing the culty dance, like I want to join back to the cult, please. And then
Yeah,
like
I wanna join back. And then the bitch cat says, nah, and then chases her out.
yeah,
And then you're like, and then she's over here crying, like
always yeah. And then like that was her.
always crying it.
That was her like her
Mhm.
song.
Her song. And then after her song, the main character comes out and was like, it's time for my song.
And now we're in. Like that's what it happened. Like right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took a note. It's
An hour
54
in.
minutes in.
Yeah.
54 minutes in is the first song we ever get from the main character.
Yeah. And that's when we like, what's her name?
Yeah. Literally, like
We
That's
skipped
when
over
everyone's like, That's her. If you want to know, her name is Victoria. It's bad. It's the
It's-
realest of the names.
Yeah. And like, I had to think about it. It was actually said like very early in the beginning of the movie, but like we just didn't
Mhm.
register it as her name because we thought they
Because
were
it was
talking
in a
about someone
weird
else.
song. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always hoping for her to just be like, "Hi, my name's Victoria. All right, sing time."
The main
Yeah.
character literally doesn't add anything to the movie. It's like
No.
she's dead inside. Like she doesn't talk, she never sings. She just gives this weird look. Like she's looking up at things like, "Wow, this is happening." Like, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job. You're such a good character.
And of course, fucking the fucking outcast cat has like a runny nose, and like that was like a whole scene. And then we get introduced like to 2 more characters kind of quickly, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was kind of quickly.
No. Yeah, it was like old Deuteronomy was like, "Yo, you're gonna become a whatever cat clan, whatever, but let's go
I'll be
watch the things over here." And then you get finally introduced to the Ian McKellen character.
Yeah, he had his
Gus.
soul song.
He had his whole song about being like an old retired
Mhm.
actor
Yeah.
because he used to be a theater cat that used to act in different plays. That was his role, but he's old and retired and just wants a new start to it all.
Yeah, that's how I took it as. He's the old actor that talks about the golden
Yeah.
days of being an actor. All this shit happened to me, but now I'm old and no one cares about me and I want
He's
to redo it.
probably my favorite part in the movie, besides another character we'll talk about when we get there.
Is that
He's up there.
my favorite character's next. Like I thought it was pretty good. Like Ian was
Oh.
interesting. Just his but he meowed. Like when we first seen him, he meowed a couple. I was like,
He did meow very badly.
Several
It
cats
was
done
rough.
that. Several
So
of these
badly,
actors.
he got yoinked.
And then he got yoinked.
And then
He got
Oh.
and then he got yoinked. And then
Yeah.
you got introduced to tap dancer
Oh my god, yes.
Gimbal
Railroad
Shanks.
cat.
So the
Gimbal
thing about
Shanks.
him was great because we got teased in the cult dance that became the party dance with the 2 break dancing cats, which by the way, they only had sneakers on because that's vital to break dancing.
Yeah,
And I loved
he
him.
had overalls.
Yeah, he had overalls. He had a mustache, and then like Mixeyyy said, he started tap dancing out of nowhere. It's like, why the fuck is this good?
Well, I hated the fact that it was good tap dancing. It was really
Well,
good
yeah, I
tap
mean,
dancing.
Yeah.
everybody in the movie is talented. There's good singers, there's
Yeah.
good dancers,
Yeah.
there's like good actors, but it's like the movie is crafted to be so terrible that your
Mhm.
performance will not matter because the movie overall, like the script and the CGI and like, a lot of the songs and
Yeah.
it's bad. It's all bad.
It's just like a bad thing altogether, and you're just like, "Ugh,
And like,
this
yeah.
this could have been done well if it was probably just animated."
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you made like the
100%.
whole movie, the movie's already like 90% CGI. Just put that extra 10% in there, make the whole movie animated, then it won't be so weird.
Yeah, but you gotta
We
have
will
those
get
big
there when we
names.
talk about that. I
have
have
to-
some words about that one.
You gotta get those big names with their faces and likenesses, and yeah. But the fucking tap dancing, dude. His whole thing was like, let's learn about trains, and I'm like, this adds nothing. Like but I guess
Yeah.
the way these characters are, like, I guess now that I think about it, they're like I think Mixeyyy, you even said it. These are all the people trying to sacrifice themselves to this cult.
Yeah, they're trying to impress old Deuteronomy. And say
Yeah.
why they are worthy of whatever. What's the fucking thing of going to the heavy side lair?
Yeah.
That is what they're all
They're
trying to do.
They're being sacrificed for the blood god. Like, that's all I'm getting from that. And like,
Probably.
we also forgot to mention for everyone getting snatched, everyone getting catnapped, I should say. No one knows that is happening.
Yeah, no one notices. Like,
Yeah.
Shut up.
What, like an hour and like 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes? Like, no one notices. No one is
Nobody
like,
notices yet.
this seems like such an important, like, this is the plot. This is basically the plot. It seems like a very crucial part to the plot. And they're
Yeah.
just introducing new people, going around dancing and singing, and it's like, oh my god, like, no one is noticing that, and this whole plot gets shoved to the background until like the very
Yeah.
end of the movie when people
Yeah.
are like, "Hey, these people are they're gone." Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
it was
It's like,
with this guy, the tap dancing dude, when
Yeah.
he twirls Beybladed into the sky and faded into magic pixie dust. Like, and that's
Yep.
when,
And then it cuts away to the bad guy group. And
yeah,
you see them plotting is like, haha, I kidnapped all. Well, it's just Elba yelling like, haha, I kidnapped all of you, so I could become the one who goes to whatever the fuck. And he's like, Growl Tiger, my favorite character, shows up and is like, what up, dog? He's just old, he's grumpy, he's just like, what's up, guys? Hi, I'm here. And then he starts singing, and then he doesn't rhyme something with the river Thames. He tries to remember the river Thames and Ames together.
yeah,
And
it was supposed to be where the
Corden was like,
times or
that
some
doesn't
shit.
rhyme. And he just pokes him in the forehead and said, fuck off.
With his claw. He literally
Which,
just
yeah.
stuck his claw in his brain. Like,
Which
I'm like, they
is-
don't have claws. What the fuck?
Exactly. Like, I didn't know
Here we
what was
go.
happening because he put his hand on his head. He put his little finky on his head, and he starts screaming. And I'm like, why is he screaming? Like, why is he like, oh my god, they're cats. They have claws. And again, it's a
Yes.
movie. You would think that we could see the claw, but no, you
Yeah.
have to just assume.
No, we see the fingernail.
We see the finger,
Yes.
and it hurts him because
We
his
see-
finky is so strong.
It's so big, strong. And
That
then we
hap-
come back to the hero squad.
Yeah, what
And then
happened
they're
here?
like-
I can't remember. I thought,
Taylor
Like-
Swift.
yeah,
They
that's
come back to the hero squad, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? Why is everybody disappearing?
yeah, and I thought
then
like
they look
Idris
up.
Alba was like already like out trying to do his thing. Was that it?
Not yet, no.
Oh,
no.
okay. And I
What
thought
it-
that's
what it
when
led- what it
Taylor
led
Swift
to-
came out.
This is when I started paying attention because Taylor Swift showed up, because I was like, I know this tap dancing part and I've heard about this Taylor Swift part, and I was curious to see how bad it was. And I was laughing the whole time.
It was
So-
Taylor Swift as a
that-
drug dealer. Like that's literally what it was.
Yeah.
She was dealing with
So
catnip sprinkling everywhere like it was cocaine from the
Plot
70s.
is
Yeah.
all over
So
the
what,
place.
yeah.
dude.
So
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens is that they come back to the hero squad, and the hero squad's like, "What the fuck? What's happening? How are people getting kidnapped?" And then you look up and you see, what's the cat's name? Bombalurina, or AKA Taylor Swift.
That's her name? Oh
Oh.
my god.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
Bombalurina, and is performing a song dedicated to McCavity and how good he is and how great he is.
Oh my
Idris Elba
god.
doesn't sing for himself, of course, apparently. Taylor Swift has to.
oh, that's right. Right in the middle of that shit too, by the way.
yeah.
By the way, we haven't described how Idris Elba has looked up until this point. He's actually looking all right. I think he's like a pretty cool looking design.
Oh,
like
God.
he's got like a
He's
coat.
got he's got a hat. He's got a little
It's like a
coat, and he's out
pompadour.
here rocking it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, he's like,
pompadour.
let's go.
And,
then
like,
he
He's out here.
takes it
He's
off.
out here rocking big dick energy, and
Yeah.
then out of nowhere, in the middle of the
just
fucking
strips.
song dedicated to him, he just strips, and,
he
you
is
see
a
his.
very short
Whew.
cat.
He's very
and-
short haired.
I have a note here that I wrote down that I never thought I would ever write in my life, and the note is. Just laughing at it. Idris Elba deserves more fur.
It's true. Like it literally looks like he looks like a person. Like if you looked at his body like from far away, it looks like it's his body. Like the fur like matched his skin tone, and I was like, whoa, put on your clothes.
He really reminds me of like a fucking a thing from Where the Wild Things Are, like just a fucking like Sasquatch. That's what he looks like, just not as furry. Just long ass arms for no reason, with a fucking tail, and it looks so bad because you can see like his face just flying off the model, and it's just like, come on, dude. He didn't. Why did y'all do him dirty like that?
Oh.
It's just
So like, and this is like when like the next kidnapping happens. It's the ultimate one because like his whole thing of fruition happens of
yeah. He's like, hey,
well, I'm the only contestant left for this, so obviously it's me. And
I'm
like,
the better contester.
yeah, because there's no one else, obviously. And she was like, fuck you, get debated. Basically, That's literally what she said. Never.
Yeah,
Never. And then he
never.
gets all pissed
Yeet.
off and just kidnaps her, the old lady. That's who like does it. Like,
Mhm.
you know, did this whole thing, kidnaps her.
Yep, just kidnaps her, and then
Yeah.
and then he's like, haha, you either help me become the fucking thing, or you go off the plank and die.
Yeah.
Pirate style.
And this was the time for the main character. An hour and 20 minutes in, it was time for the main character to speak up.
To speak even more than nothing.
Yeah. That was her time. And that was, oh my God. It's
Wait,
like, but we can. We
Mr.
can help them
Mr.
because they were all
Mistopheles can
despaired.
do it.
We
Yeah.
could do it. And she looks over to the motherfucker.
She literally like has never contributed to the plot at all.
Until
and like
now.
at this point, 6 people have been taken. And like
And then
they still don't know about those other people that were taken.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've only seen like 3 people get taken, and they're like, oh, that's
2.
kind of weird.
Only 2.
2 people. That's kind of weird. Whoa. It's like what's going on? Like these plots like don't interact with each other. It's like characters get introduced and
no,
it's like
they
a
don't.
series of
Yeah.
shorts. It's like this is a character. That's a character. Moving on, that's a character. And it's like, what is that?
And I love the
just-
factor in the second to last kidnapping, a catnapping, I should say. You have
God
to.
damn it.
I have to say it. It's by law. Even then, they were like, oh, well, let's just carry on then a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
it was just a little bit of carry on, and then more shit happened. I'm like,
It
what
wasn't
the
until
fuck?
the second character got taken.
Yeah. And that's when the MC rises up saying, we can, because they were all despaired. Like, we can't do it. She's like, we can. Looks over to the simp.
Yeah.
And like, he
And
can do
then
magic, which
She's like,
he hasn't done any magic.
everybody's despairing. Everybody's like, what? Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
why?
Everybody's just, oh, what are you gonna do?
It like,
No.
And like, I don't know why
No,
they even
magician.
looked at him, for one thing, because like, do they know about magic? Apparently they know about magic. It's a thing because they
But
think
we
he could do
don't.
magic. Well,
They
yeah.
don't tell us anything.
Yeah, they don't tell
and they
us
never
anything.
explain it either. And this guy is clearly like a magician you would invite to your like child's birthday party.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's not a real. He can't do magic.
Mm-hmm. And and this is his musical number because of course, I think it was like hell, fucking, just a little bit of like a side note. The most talking was the scene with fucking Magneto getting ready for his song. I think that was the most talking that we had at that point. I can't remember. But yeah, so it was his musical number, and he said a line that was great because he's all being shy, and fucking Dennis, the cat, Dennis from Sunny, the cat, which also, by the way, is the voice of the boogeyman from that one Guardians movie. Learned that. I was like, well, shit.
Mhm.
Trying to get him to sing, and he just says, he's just describing himself, the magician boy, and he calls him, says like, I am
Yeah.
black. I'm like,
And he is not.
He is not.
He is
He's
not
not.
black.
he's like, I am
He's
black, I am
very-
white, but he's trying to do that shit. And I'm like, wait, what?
And then he's singing, and then guess what? The first time he tries to bring back whatever old Deuteronomy, fucking fails at it, and he's like, he feels sad. He's like, but the
Yeah.
main character's like, you can do it. Yes.
No,
Ah!
you're missing
And
the
he-
best part. You're missing the best part. When he casts this
Oh,
thing,
I'm
he's like,
missing the best part.
"Ugh."
Oh, I forgot.
God,
I forgot.
No,
He's a tennis
I hate
player.
When
that.
you cast magic, you have to moan in everybody's
Do
ears,
not. You do
Ah.
not have to. It's not the law.
Motherfucker's casting magic like he's Venice Williams in the fucking tennis game. Like, ugh.
But he wasn't really, because he doesn't really have magic
Yeah.
until he does.
Until he does. That's literally the best way to like summarize that whole thing, Bree.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, he doesn't have magic
Yeah.
until he does.
wait. Now you're missing my favorite part. Is the part
Yeah.
where the third try happens, and he's like, I can't do it. And then you see the power of friendship and anime come out
Oh
of
my
nowhere. It's
God,
like,
yes,
"You
you're right."
can!
And the
You
song
can do it!"
is very long. They're repeating the same verse and over and over. Like, you can do it. You're great. You can do it. And then
Yeah.
the song
Just-
seems like it ends. And then I was like, there's
Yeah.
going to be another verse. And sure enough, the song went on for like
It was-
5
and-
minutes. It was like
Yeah, and just like
ridiculous.
and I was like, here it goes. With the power of friendship and anime, I'll bring this old lady back. And guess what? It happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
He's
funny.
magic now.
I love that because it seemed like a moment of disbelief. And then like, Bree, what'd you say? It's like, there's gonna be another verse. There's gonna be
it's
another
gonna
one.
be another verse, and then
And
she shows up. She
And then
did
they
it.
start.
Teleportation.
And then she shows up and starts singing.
And
Yeah.
then did it just nowhere. Like it doesn't show
There wasn't even
anything.
like a sound effect or like a little poof, a
Or a
little
pan
like something
back.
to show.
Nothing.
yeah, or a pan
It-
back
it
to the
was-
like the
whatsoever.
boat. Like
Yeah.
oh
It
And
was
she's just
so
there.
like bad and like there was nothing creative about it. She just like showed up as if she was there the
I
whole
thought
time.
for a
I didn't
while that it was a
process it.
fake. Like I thought she was like maybe it's the one guy with the magic because he can do anything he fucking wants with a fucking snap.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was him disguised himself at first because she
Yeah.
even had a moment like why does she look like fucking Palpatine? Like she had a moment that she looked like unlimited
Yeah.
power. Like but no, it was her. It was her
And
because we
then-
panned back at that
Yeah,
point
it was her.
after
It
a
just- it
whole
just-
moment.
It just happened. Yeah. Just happened to work that way that he accidentally brought her back, but she ended up after pointing at the fucking bed, she appears
Yeah. And
all
now
the
he
way
has magic.
behind everybody.
Yeah.
And now he has magic. And then everybody starts dancing, cheering,
Yeah,
and
there
more
was-
singing.
And
Guess
then he
what?
does more magic.
Yeah, now he can levitate things too. Wow, it's like wow, it's so crazy. You like remembered your password to your old Minecraft account. Like you can do everything now. Wow.
5 more attempts.
Yes,
5
it's just
more.
like,
I
he's
got
doing
it.
more magic. He's just over here like bringing up trombones, is like play that funky music, just out there just vibing with himself, just like let's go.
Yeah.
And then they cut away to the bad guy group, and the bad guy group's like, what? Where
She
did
is
she go?
gone.
Nani the fuck?
I didn't even register that she was gone. Like there's so many characters that
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought she was just another person singing. And then like after all that happened, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, she
Yeah.
was the one who now it makes sense because I was just
Yeah.
confused. There was
So
no
they-
indication. It's so poorly put together. It's so poorly edited.
Yeah.
And like,
So they when they come back to the bad guy group, it's just Elba's just like over here like, I have to go back. I have to go back. So he kidnaps Taylor. So I was like, come with me.
come
you
with me,
guy
my
over
drug
here.
dealer.
Yeah, you come with me, my drug dealer, and Growl Tiger. You watch them, and then you see Rebel Wilson fucking do her
Shed her
striptease
skin.
again.
Like, again.
Again.
So
Yeah.
to escape from chains that weren't even really attached.
Yeah.
So and then they go help fucking Ian McKellen while Rebel Wilson grabs a chain, swings it around, hits herself in the face because haha, funny. Backs Growl Tiger up to a wooden plank, the same wooden plank that they're gonna throw
Oh, yeah.
fucking the lady off of.
And don't
And
forget,
Ian
like, they
McKellen,
used
hero.
the other fat cat, Tuxedo Cat, fucking
Mhm.
Monopoly Man, fucking
Tuxedo.
spat a hairball at the guy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
He did spit a hairball at him. And then Ian McKellen pushes the bad cat off, and he's like, "I still got it," and they're still vibing.
I
That
still
is the
got murder in
last
my
we
blood.
see of that boat.
and yeah, and that bunch is gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
They will-
they're in the
and they will
musical
appear again,
numbers
yeah.
at the end of the
They
movie.
will appear
Boy-
again
and-
at the
Yeah. Oh my god. And then you're missing the best part. Like,
I'm missing
too,
the
is
best
when we
part.
go
I'm
back.
ready.
Not the best part, I guess, but part of it. We go back and like, I don't even remember. Like, how the fuck did Outcast Cat come back into play?
I
Oh,
think
I got you. I remember. I got you. I was paying much attention to the
Oh
ending.
god.
I
So
don't
it
even know
was
how.
just- So it's just like they're vibing. Then they cuts back to the hero squad, and the hero squad just over there dancing, singing, having a grand old time. And then the Victoria, the main character, goes to run outside and sees whoop-de fucking do Grisabella, the outcast. And she's just like, "Oh, come on in. It's okay. Get in. You're cool." They just walk back in. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it-
literally it.
yeah, she
Yeah.
sang. It's like, welcome back. And it's like, hi, you remember you guys made fun of me? Hi, I'm glad
Yeah,
to be
and then
back.
everybody hisses at her, and then
And
yeah.
that's when we
The-
like
the-
decided, that's when we figured out, like, oh, she's going to become the sacrifice. or
Yeah.
the chosen one,
Yeah.
the contestant. No,
Really,
sacrifice.
Sacrifice, though.
Oh yeah.
The way it's explained in the wiki article was Grisabella returns to the Egyptian. Victoria vouches for her. I don't know where the fuck the vouching came from, and urges her to sing her true feelings. Was there actually a vouching that happened? Because I don't think.
I think
all
that's
I remember
her.
seeing
I don't
was-
think.
I think
so.
that was
All I
her
remember
like
seeing
going
was
out
her-
like this bitch. She's the chosen one to go.
This
Like
bitch
that's
is cool.
it. Yeah.
And
I think
It is
that's it.
Grisabella-
You are
And then
chosen.
Grisabella starts singing, and everybody's like,
Crying.
"Oh, emotions! Oh my god!" She's
She
singing
cries
about
every
her.
time she sings.
Yeah.
She's singing
With a
about her
snotty nose,
mistakes,
everything.
how cool she was, how she used to be so pretty, and how now she's like, "Oh no, I'm the outcast of the group." Blah blah blah. And then old Deuteronomy's like, "It's okay. You're cool now. Everything is forgiven."
Yeah. Don't
Get
worry
in
about it.
Yeah,
Get in the thing.
This movie, dude.
And it's like, yeah, and it and like gets in this like chandelier balloon, which was it there the whole time? Like they don't
It
think
was
they.
there
Must
the
have
whole
been,
time.
but it didn't look like it was. Like it didn't.
Yeah, it was just
I
blending
think it
in.
was there the whole time. Yeah.
And like for some reason, somehow they released it, so it's just the balloon, and that's when this is like the very end of the
no,
movie.
false.
What?
It's not how they somehow released it. The fucking Mr. Magic Man did some magic.
That's right.
And restored the chandelier.
That's right.
To whatever the fuck.
That's right. That's how it happened.
Because
The
he
shit
has
was
magic
there.
now. It's unlimited. You get your free trial is over. You have unlimited magic now.
Yeah, 100%. He was lighting the candles.
He made the
That's correct.
chandelier float like a hot air balloon. That was his ability all of a sudden now.
He's just able to do that shit. And
And
that's
then
when
she starts to fly away, and then you see McCavity, Idris Elba.
fucking his naked ass just yeeting through the air trying to get back
Yeah.
on this motherfucker.
Jumped on to hang on to this little string hanging off the little balloon that she's going up into the sky, and he hangs up, and then he, falls off and tries to use his tail to hold on, which is it's very loose and it's not
Very
animated
loose.
well, so it looks like
No.
his tail is not gripping it at all.
It's
He's
not a
just kind of
tight tail.
resting. He's
It's not even touching.
he's
not
just
even
resting
touching.
it on there. And then he
And
falls off, and then he loses his magic, and then we go, what?
Yeah,
He-
why
he
does he lose his
loses-
magic?
He fall. What I'm thinking is because I'm from what I'm seeing, it doesn't get explained why he loses his magic. I'm assuming
Yeah.
his magic is like passed on to the other dude. That's all I can think about.
Somehow, there's only so much magic in the
Somehow,
world, so he
Some
sapped
other
it.
bullshit. Yeah.
Like,
so he
Yeah,
just took it.
because the magic is never explained, so
that
No
was
magic
such a
is
weird
ever
moment, by
explained.
the way, too, because nothing else happened to him. He like fell down on the statue, which I thought he was gonna get impaled, like 100%. And then
It's a
like he
kid's
tried to do
movie,
his
man.
magic thing, right? And it's like, nothing happened. It's like, oh well, this is gonna be awkward. I gotta climb down this statue, and
gotta-
that's the last
You
we
gotta
ever
figure
seen of him.
somewhere else.
yeah.
That's the last we
Yeah.
seen of him, and that's
And then
also around this
and then
time
we
when they.
get- Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna explain the next part is that he's just the whole cast goes out in front of this lion statue, and that's
Oh
when
no,
the
we're not there yet.
we're not
there yet.
I thought that's like
No.
right after that.
What I wanted to talk about was
Oh, okay.
Oh, where
as
she
flies-
ascends into the sky.
as she finally ascends towards the
Cat
sky.
god.
You see Cat God in the sky. There's like a mask looking like Mufasa from The Lion King, just chilling there as she flies towards it, and then she just disappears.
She
just
like
gone.
glows and like just disappears basically.
So we're like, what just happened? Is she dead?
She died. She 100% died. She
Did
became a
Cat God
sacrifice.
eat her? Why is there a cat god?
But
And like
I,
why? Like I want to know why they all wanted to be sacrificed. Like you're
It was
gonna
a
be
cult.
reborn, but like, don't you want to be reborn eventually? Like if you're reborn, that means you die right now.
Yeah,
it is the
that's
most
what I think
culty
was happening.
logic.
Yeah.
It's like
But-
because everybody they think they're gonna be reborn, and I'm like, I don't know if that works like that. I don't
Did
think-
Yeah.
they like
I don't think
just
y'all think
pick
like
her
works like
so they
that.
could just send off the outcast and kill her? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
I think so, pretty much. They just faked it.
Racist.
But like these are like the last two questions I had for it was like before I
Mhm.
thought that happened is like everyone ran out to watch her get sent off, and that's when they run into the people that were kidnapped
Yeah.
Yes.
Somehow,
They start hugging
some way.
everybody, yes.
Yeah, like how the fuck did they get there?
They
They
just
didn't even
appear
think
there.
about it until like Deuteronomy or whatever.
Don't
What?
you understand? Hot air balloons are slow as shit.
We don't even get like it's the same thing when like old lady showed up randomly and there was no indication that she got
Yeah.
there. The other characters that got kidnapped just showed up back, no indication. There was no like, hey, let's head back, and it's like, okay, well, nothing. They're just there now. They're just appear there.
And now that I think about it, Deuteronomy was also whatever the fuck her name is. Was also the only one to know that other people got kidnapped.
Yeah,
because she ended up being
she never
kidnapped.
explained that. Yeah, she never explained that. She was
that's
just
why
so willing to let somebody else go off to go get sacrificed first before telling, hey, these other people kidnapped. Let's go grab them.
Yeah, and that was that sequence. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck they got there.
And then we go to the lion statue. And
they
this
all
is where
meet
I
at
made
this
the
lion
comment.
statue, by the way, I think, didn't they? That was the thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. And this is why I made the comment of saying that fucking Deuteronomy looks like she's from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from the
It's Aslan, but it's not Liam Neeson.
She looks like Aslan. Yeah, it's just not Liam Neeson. Like her fucking fur is so bad.
Yeah, it starts bouncing like up and down. The textures are freaking out. It's like, wow, dude, this is my favorite PS2 video game.
And then finally we
fourth
get to
wall
the
breaking
song.
a little bit. Fourth wall breaking a little bit. She just stares at the camera.
That happens multiple times throughout the movie too.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. It happens at least 4 times. At least 4.
They just look at the camera
and just talk to us.
The
I'm
ending
like, no.
song. Yeah, the ending song is that they're just staring at the camera, saying all the different things that, like, what are cats? Basically, cats aren't dogs.
Cats aren't dogs.
Cats
Remember that.
That's racist.
Cats like caviar.
Caviar.
That was like the nail in the coffin on our thoughts of this movie being racist. That was it right there.
Cats aren't dogs.
Like cats aren't dogs. Cats like caviar. Cats like fish.
Cats
and just
aren't
staring
dogs.
at the fucking screen, and you're like, stop looking at me.
The fat characters are eating again. We love having characters that with that like have personality. And again, the main character literally contributed absolutely nothing to the movie.
Nothing.
Still never talks, and she doesn't. They don't take advantage of the fact that she doesn't talk, because if you do a mute character, sometimes if they do like, if they have actions that like, but like no, she just stands there and kind of like twirls around and does ballerina things sometimes, and then still doesn't talk. And
Which,
it's like,
fun fact, she was an actual ballerina. Victoria was an actual ballerina. I'm like, oh, okay.
An actual ballerina. And then finally, everybody's like, yeah, good job, guys. Woo, high five. Woo, 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 woo. And then the old lady character was like, hey, Victoria, yes, welcome to the Ku Klux Klan. And then you just
you'll get your robe at the door. We have a burning cross on Tuesday.
To the Colts. It's just like, here we go. And then the movie credits. And you're like,
after the really jarring like camera angles that make no sense, that make you think people disappeared.
Yeah, we had to go through that like several times. We watched it multiple times because we all got confused. It took me the second time to be like, wait a minute, those are different people.
It's just so bad, bro.
It was just terrible.
So that's the plot of Cats.
Yeah, that's the movie.
It's fucking horrible.
That's just the movie.
Yeah,
we a lot of
we snuck in there a few jabs at how bad the graphics are.
Yeah,
and some of
the
the music.
Think we need to talk about it more.
Some of the music.
Yeah,
we're gonna. I have a few more things to say about it. Like the graphics in it in general
are bad.
Yes, are bad. Looks like a
just
fucking,
are bad.
Like,
that's all you need to know.
I can't call it graphics. It's CGI. Yeah. And the way it works is you could tell everybody is in a motion capture suit.
Yeah.
Against a green screen at all.
I want to know the budget of it because it wasn't high enough.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you. So it was a motion capture suit against the green screen the whole time. The first scene of the movie when they're like talking about the 21 Questions song, fucking, you could see the city and you could see them floating on top of the city, basically.
Oh my god.
They weren't there. It was the shadows were bad, and like the face sometimes floats like above the model, so like it'll float around the cat. If they get handed like a prop, the prop will kind of float around before it gets in their hands.
Oh my god, the fucking There's a thing that stood out to me the most because this is the section we're on. We're gonna shit talk the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Is that the faces, like how Bree was saying, was the faces are just flying off the model rigs. You can
Yeah.
see that the
Yeah.
faces did not want to stay attached. But what
100%.
irritated me was when it was the main character and the twins, and they were raiding shit. And you can see them, and it also happened in the fat guy section, is when they were eating food.
Yeah.
It looked like styrofoam or like fucking plushies. It's just like, why are they like this? Why would they think this was okay?
Yeah.
And whenever they like move around at all, like it's already bad when they're standing still because the CGI of just the cat bodies is just horrendous
Yeah.
all the time. But when they move around a lot, it gets even worse, and it literally looks like a PS2 game, and it's so bad, dude.
Yeah.
I really
It's-
want to know how much it costs because whatever they did, it wasn't worth the money, and they needed to do more. They need to spend more money to fix it more. I mean,
yeah,
it did have an update. Like I've said it like 3 times now.
which is bad because I remember that whole thing happening, and it's like, wow, the fact that you have to update your movie like it's like a game that needs a bug fix, that
Yeah.
should not happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
100%.
yeah.
movie when it's
So what? So what people don't know is that the where is it? So the fucking movie had a update to it randomly after it was produced and shown off to people, and it was basically, I believe it was Jane Judi Dench. Her hand had her wedding ring on it, her actual real life wedding ring on it, and they're like, wait, no, this can't be happening. So they redid the animation there, and then there's just a bunch of glitches and errors and a bunch of other things that were just hidden throughout the movie that they're like, wait, we have to take this back and modify it for the next time. And
Dude.
it's just like, oh my god, how did y'all let that one go,
I
dude?
don't know. The whole movie is just all over the place. Like the music at times, it's like you played like 3 different tracks on top of each
Yeah.
other, and it's like some toddler is like smashing piano keys, and it's like
Yes.
And it becomes like
horrifying. It's
horror
horror
theme.
music.
Yeah, like Jesus. And it had like a lot of moments with the music as well that I thought like, like this is what they would do for stereotypical like musicals at high school. A lot of piano.
Yeah.
Heavy duty piano. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a high school musical. And it doesn't have
Yeah.
Zac Efron.
I was definitely thinking of one scene where they were doing I was thinking High School Musical 2. I was thinking of High School Musical 3 in particular. It was like the boys are back scene where they're jumping around the junkyard. And I was looking at the scene in the fucking movie. I was like, that's High School Musical. They get slick. I recognize that scene. It's just like, whatever. Let that one
Oh.
pass. But like what Bree was saying, the music is so fucking bad. There's no memorable songs.
Yeah, and it's also
At
all
all.
over the place too.
Except
Like
for
it
how many
doesn't have a
songs?
theme.
Yeah.
Except I guess the Taylor Swift song. The Taylor Swift song I kind of enjoyed.
But
'Cause it's
I
just
just
like, I'm
like
ba-
Taylor Swift.
but it's
though,
like-
so.
Yeah, whatever. T Swift fan, but it's just like it's kind of like a vibe.
What?
What? It was like a vibe. You want to know how many songs there is, Nathan? You said.
Oh, please tell me.
20,004.
Please tell me how many like original orchestrated songs were for this fucking movie.
Oh,
It
'Cause
says there's 20 songs, but I don't believe
Bullshit.
that.
Double
Sometimes
that.
oh
I'm
my God.
assuming I'm thinking what it is that because each song was like 5 minutes, maybe 10.
Oh god, they felt like double the songs, man. We haven't talked about like the actors much. Like we've been bitching about the graphics in the movie. The actors were all right. That goes
They were
along with
trying their best. They were
Yeah.
trying their best for what
Yeah.
they
they
had.
did pretty
trying
good, I
their
guess.
best in a bad movie.
Yeah, like I
Like,
mean, Rebel Wilson was Rebel Wilson. Like I feel like she played herself a
was.
lot.
That's her
yeah,
character
she
all the
was.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
she was playing the same character she played in Pitch Perfect. If y'all wanted like
Oh, fuck
figure
yeah.
that out,
The
that's
character
Yeah.
she plays in
Wilson.
every movie, basically.
Every
Yes.
movie. And
Just loud, obnoxious, and like always horny.
and likes to eat.
that's
And
a
likes to
character.
eat,
That's a
yes.
character.
The
And-
main character, Victoria, she was played by an actual ballerina. I don't think she did many acting jobs.
I could tell.
Judi Dench was just being old and tired, really.
Oh my god, that was like one of my favorite things from her during the Outcast song. That she just looked like she died because she didn't blink. That entire zoom in, she never moved.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's
true.
weird. Idris Elba was
And
probably the shining point in this entire fucking movie.
yeah,
Like,
people always said Idris Elba was the one who saved the movie. I wouldn't call
it's
it
not
saved.
savable. It's
He was definitely the best part, but he was only in the
Smoking
movie for
Smack.
like 15 minutes.
yeah. The way
That's
I would
the issue.
describe it, Idris Elba is like the one trying to paddle the boat to safety when it has like a giant hole in the middle of it. Like he's
Yeah.
trying,
Yeah,
but it doesn't work. But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good attempt. I appreciate the attempt.
Jennifer Hudson, the Grisabella character, the one that was always crying, she was literally a nothing character besides the singing part.
She
that she
did
did.
it
She was
well
nothing.
though. Like her,
Yeah.
She sang she sang the shit out of those songs. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
And she cried her eyes out. Like I could believe the sadness. Like she looked sad as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just the character was nothing and
Yeah.
didn't really do anything for
That's just
Yeah.
basically the whole
That's
movie.
the issue.
All
Yeah.
these good actors and singers in this really bad
Yeah.
movie.
The way I
Yeah.
like to describe the ballerina's role, the way she looked, she had that Kristen Stewart look
Yeah.
almost the entire movie. Like at least yeah,
Ooh,
like the
ooh.
fucking slightly opened mouth and the blank look. Like
Blank
she,
look up. Yeah.
yeah, she had that
Wow,
in spades.
Like the only one that actually was an actual character was the magician dude. He was the only one who was an
he had
actual character.
yeah,
Yeah.
in
he had
the
a lot of
whole movie.
personality, honestly.
And that sucks when there's only one actual character
Yeah.
in a
Mhm.
movie because that doesn't you don't attach to anything. You don't want to actually watch the movie. I started getting drowsy
Yeah,
halfway
Yeah,
through the
because
movie. I'm like,
there's nothing happening. It's character after character getting introduced, and like the
Yeah.
actual plot in the background that people are getting yoinked is like, oh, that doesn't matter until like like an hour and a half in the movie. Like, what? That's the
Yeah.
entire plot. What do you mean?
yeah. Like Dennis was like just like like a character explains some shit at the beginning, then he just hanged out. He was just
Yeah.
there the entire time.
Yeah,
he really just hung out. Yeah.
you're just vibing, dude.
He's just
Yeah,
there,
he's-
like
I feel like the
Mm.
movie would have been more interesting if we focused on like the villain. Like his stuff was the most interesting, I think. And it's like
Yeah.
magic. Where? Huh? Where did that come from? Where this guy has magic and we're focusing on the girl who like stands there with a blank face and just boop, doop. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. Like, why is
Yeah.
that the main character we go with?
I don't know.
It's like
It's there's so many things they could have done better. They couldn't
Yeah.
make up their mind.
absolutely.
I think that's the biggest problem with it.
I
They just
get
couldn't
that
make
it's
up their
based
mind.
on a play, but you have to fix things. You can't.
I mean, Lion King is
you have
based.
to make it
I
work
mean, Lion King is based off of Hamlet, and they fucking did it.
based off a
Yeah.
Hamlet.
So like this, I was just thinking
Spite
about how
me.
they could have made this movie better. Is
Better?
like what
You
they
mean
could have
make
made
it a movie.
Yeah. Is deciding a style of how they want to do it because they couldn't make up the mind of do they want a
Yeah.
real setting, like make it
Yeah.
feel authentic, like a realistic setting and a stage one. They couldn't make up their mind. If they chose one or the other, like personally, I probably would have gone just go more of the stage look because I can think of one movie that did that well, and that was The
Yeah.
Producers, which was whenever
Yes.
they did
Yes.
scenes inside buildings, it was always the one angle,
Yeah.
like you're like the stage looking at it. They did shit like that. They just could not
Yes.
make up their
Yeah.
mind because they tried to do
Honestly,
that and
I-
rotate the camera
yeah.
every fucking way. I'm like, no, 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 no,
Honestly,
no.
In my opinion, they should have went full animation. I think Bree
Yeah.
agrees with that too.
That's
like, I
one of
think
them.
it
Yeah,
should have
too.
been like
Definitely.
what's the fucking movie Aristocrats? I think
Yeah.
it should have been like
yeah,
that movie.
because it was 90% CGI that made it look so fake. And again, it's like realism and stage. So you have this real, like, CGI generated world, but it's
Mhm.
this big empty, it has like stage vibes with stage props and stuff.
Yeah.
So just combining those two, all you get is this empty ghost town, sad looking world that there's nothing there.
Oh yeah.
I won't get over because they were the fucking tap dancer guy. He was taking us on he was on a train ride, like it looked like
Yeah.
Polar Express. But there's a scene before we get to the trains where all the cats are walking on the railroad tracks, and
They were so tiny.
Cats are cats can be like kind of big, like maybe a foot, maybe foot and a half long. They can be kind of big, and the way they're portrayed on those railroad tracks is that they're the size of like 5 inches.
Yeah,
maybe
the
less than
entire
that.
movie is just really inconsistent with everything, with like the set design and with especially with the proportions and the sizes.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
how we said
Yes.
the cockroaches are
and-
bigger than
yeah.
the mice.
The mice, and then they went to the trains, and when they got onto the train, you could see that they're as big as like they are almost as the same size as like a level bed.
Exactly.
This doesn't make sense.
They were never consistent with their sizes. Like sometimes they were size of like half a door, and then sometimes they were like basically like on the ground, like the door was like, you know, like 20 feet high, and it's like what are we going for here? Because it's not consistent. You have to, you know, like it's like you're animating something and you have like a you know, a reference sheet that you have to stick to, and it's like, hey, you know, make sure the person is like always this size, you know. Don't make it so like you go into one room and the bed is like 30 feet tall, and then you go outside and the door is only like, you know, like 10 feet tall. It's like you stay consistent.
Like, this is like so stupid.
Yeah.
What other bullshit? I was just like scrolling through the fucking wiki, and I see apparently Taylor Swift said that the cast had to attend cat school, in which they would literally do hours on end of barefoot crawling on the floor, hissing at each other.
Oh my god!
I didn't. If that's true, that's fucked. Because a lot of them
they didn't do that. They didn't want to do that. They didn't.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good. I didn't believe they were cats.
I would have believed it more if they gave them little like gloves with paws on them and like little socks with paws. Like that is so much better than human hands and barefoot feet.
Human hands.
They went the opposite of what a cat look should be. Anime went towards just paws and kind of facial features.
Literally.
American animation. We decided to do everything but those.
Oh my god, dude. Like the entire body is fur, and then you get to the face and it's just this like cutout of skin, and it's like, stop that. That's so weird. Like again, inconsistent. Just like cover the face in fur. It's like
it's weird. It's uncomfortable.
Stop making them weird, sexy furries. Just, there's no reason
they're not. They are cursed.
It's super cursed.
Demons, nightmare fuel.
What else is there to talk about how bad? I think we've said everything.
I think that's
about
it.
How
I was gonna say. I think
animation and music is. You wanted to know what the budget is, right?
Oh yeah, please.
And how much they lost.
Yes, I got you. So the budget, it's looking like to be about $95 million.
Shit! That's almost $1 billion.
So no, it's not.
It's not? I don't know math then. Fuck me.
100.
It's almost 100 million.
100 million. Oh.
It's almost $1 million.
Don't worry about
it. So cats in the US and Canada got 27 million from the US and Canada.
That's it?
47 million from 47 million is from other territories, and worldwide total.
Can we do the math on that? Because I can't do that mentally.
What was the whole amount?
The whole amount is 74.6 million. So that's including all the world. Everybody.
So how much did they lose?
Like 20?
But wait for it. There is a net loss of 113 million. That's because of the casting of everybody they had to pay separately.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because they had to pay those actors and everything.
Yes, that's more than a movie cost.
Oh my god!
This movie was a flop.
It was a hell of a flop, dude. Jesus.
That's oh my god.
Also, mind you, this movie came out at the same time as Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker, so they really just like threw both at the same time.
No, of course they did.
During the Christmas period, and it's just like y'all really thought you had something. But
you make a bad movie with like all expensive good actors and actresses.
It's gonna add up.
You're gonna lose a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
man,
that was Cats.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Cats. Any final words do you all want to say about
sucked.
it?
it was a bad movie.
I think we said
And we
that.
just
Yeah.
spent all of our time talking about how it was bad. And it's bad. It's still bad.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Mixeyyy? What's your thoughts?
It sucks. I can't wait for a part 2.
Part 2 to the movie? No.
yeah. I think we're like after we said our thoughts at the beginning, and now we're saying our thoughts at the end. It seems to be saying the same. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with mine. It was a good movie. I liked it a lot.
You are a liar.
It's in my
and
top
it was
10.
a bad
It was in my
movie.
top 10. Honestly, let's we goddamn.
Yeah, top 10 bad movies.
Oh,
It's just, like, I don't understand why they thought they could get away with this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, damn. I'm looking at like the awards that they won. I say awards, but it's not really awards because it's just people making fun of them. Like worst picture by the guys who created it, the worst director, Tom Hooper, worst actress, Francesca Hayward, worst supporting actor, James Corden, worst supporting actress, Judi Dench or Rebel Wilson. Guess who won that one?
Wow, this is
Jesus.
So many awards.
So many awards.
So many.
The only truly positive award is for the fucking song by Taylor Swift called "Beautiful Ghost." That is probably the best award that they got.
Interesting.
I don't understand why they thought this was okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for us. That was Cats.
I really
That will
hope
be
we have a
okay.
better movie next time.
Yeah. We'll
I
figure it
think
out.
we do.
I don't even know what we got. We have to
Um,
choose, but we'll figure that out. People will find out at a
So-
later date.
Should we plug ourselves right now?
Yeah, I was gonna get there.
Into
I was
an
gonna do the
outlet.
outro.
Okay,
I'm gonna do the outro for
got
you
it.
guys.
Outro.
An outro.
Okay.
We gotta do an outro. But yeah, that
Okay.
was it. That was Cats. Thanks so much for listening. Yeah. This is gonna be a
Sorry, hold
bi-weekly.
on. I do gotta apologize real quick. Sorry for that. If that sounded like a clusterfuck, I apologize.
Oh
We
yeah.
had a lot to talk
if you
about.
This
expect-
is the future. There's only chaos.
Yeah. If
There's
you
only
expect
chaos.
organization, order, you came to the wrong place. But yeah, that was Attention Not Included, joined by Bree and Mixeyyy. Yeah, guys, plug yourself. Bree, you go first.
So I make art. It's just BreeCeesAll on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram and all those things. Yeah.
And you have a
It's
store. I know you have a store.
Yeah. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Uh,
You have
it's gonna be
links in the bio.
it's gonna be in the description. BreeCeesAll is spelled BreeCeesAll.
Yeah, just look. You find it.
To find it.
You'll find
Use
it.
your eyes. Go on a quest to find the link.
Yeah.
Mixeyyy, you're
and
next.
you can find me on Twitch. It's just MixeyyY001. If you want to watch shitty streams, I don't stream all the time, but when I do, they're shitty.
I heard that snap.
Wow. Beautiful.
Had that one just right off the head right there. So if you don't want to show, I think I'm going through Kingdom Hearts right now. I've been asked a lot by people to play Kingdom Hearts because I have a lot to say about that. Quite a lot. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Very
Nathan?
good. I've been Klaus
Klaus
McHamster. That is my name. That is who I am as a person. I stream 4 days out of the week on Twitch. I do YouTube stuff, Twitter stuff, social media stuff sometimes. But you can find all that under the same name. And also, like I said, with everyone else's, it'll all be down below. So, but yeah, thanks for listening. Can't wait to do more episodes of this. This is a bi-weekly podcast, so no episode next week. But the week after that is how that's going to be. But anyway, thanks for hanging out and listening. Have a lovely day, everyone. I guess. I don't know. Streamer mode activated. See you next time, guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
Talkers.